actually, before I carry on, because not only does it say it before you even start reading the Bible, okay, about the necessity of understanding that it comes from Hebrew and Greek, and that the words are not the same. Actually, I don't remember reading that part. Let's see if I can catch that. Right, so like here. Right, it says here, says there be some words that be not of the same sense everywhere. Okay, just because you read the one word somewhere in the scriptures, it doesn't automatically mean the same thing somewhere else. Okay, so you have to have understanding of applying those words and how it's meant. Okay, but you're not going to get a full understanding on that unless you go into the Greek and the Hebrew, because you could use a multitude of different words for certain things that are similar, because there's a lot of words for the same things in this place. Okay, but for you have to get the correct one, the correct meaning, the most accurate. Okay, but I went to because not only does it say in the prologue before you even start reading the scriptures and how to read them, and the understanding of that. Okay, it tells you in Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, okay, which like I mentioned is contained in the original scriptures when it was translated into English. Okay, and this is a part of the original Bible, right? It says, whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets, and by others that have followed their steps, for which things Israel ought to be commended for learning and wisdom. Okay, and whereof not only the readers must needs become skillful in themselves. Okay, you have to become a skillful reader. Okay, before you can even teach, you have to become a skillful reader. Okay, to gain understanding, right? It says, but also they that desire to learn be able to profit them which are without. So you have to be, you have to get this for yourself before you can teach anybody, to give to others, right? It says, both by speaking and writing. My grandfather, Jesus is got here, right? It says, when he had much, okay, this is not talking about the Lord, okay, this is just another Jesus, Joshua, okay. When he had much given himself to the reading of the law and the prophets and other books of our fathers, and had gotten there in good judgment, was drawn on also himself to write something pertaining to learning and wisdom, to the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to these things might profit much more in living according to the law. Right, and it says here, wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favour and attention. Okay, diligence, right? And to pardon us wherein we may seem to come short of some words, which we have laboured to interpret. For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. That means the meanings and the power behind it is not the same. Okay, because they've had to make do to use certain words to describe certain things. Okay, and then in that language, that word can mean a multitude of different things in that particular language. Okay, like I said, you can go into English Bibles right now and look up a word, and you'll see that it might have 6 to 8 different meanings for particular words, man. That all mean the same thing, but each one has subtle differences. But it can be used for this and that. Okay, so it's complicated when you translate certain things, man. They don't all translate perfectly. Okay, the understanding of it is slightly different. Okay. It says, have not the same force in them, and not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language. Okay. So, like I said, if you want the true understanding to these scriptures, man, you have to really be a learned man. Okay, you need to study on that level, man, and go back. Okay. But I'm just gonna grab a few scriptures and we can wrap this up. Okay. But like I said, it's important to understand Hebrew and Greek and be able to go into Hebrew and Greek to get a full understanding of the scriptures, because you're not going to get that just reading from English text. Okay, the English text is good. You know, it's good. But if you want the purity, the fullness of it, then you really are going to have to go back into the original language that it was written in and have understanding of that. Okay? But this is Revelation chapter 1 verse 3. It says, "Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand." Okay, so blessed is he that readeth. A lot of you guys, you don't even read. You just go up in a church and hear someone spew something from sort of, apparently from the scriptures. Okay, when all he's given is a damn message that wasn't even in the scriptures. I mean, I've seen some of these God channel pastors, man, that book is open, never is it referenced. Never is a scripture being taken out, man. The man is just talking with no references. Okay, that ain't correct, man. And you go home, you didn't pick up no Bible, you never read nothing, you never exercised the brain in that fashion. Okay, you're just taking that message that pastor's giving you, whatever that message may be. Okay, falseness, vanity. Okay, you need to read the scriptures for yourself. Okay, study for yourself. Okay, if any man tell you anything about the scriptures, go look it up. Go read about it. Is it true? Okay, and that, you know, brings you back to Acts chapter 17 and verse 11, right? It tells you these were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all openness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. Okay, so they were told things in the scriptures about Yahweh Shai and, you know, about the prophecies and stuff like that, and, you know, they had an open mind to it because they knew it was a prophecy, but they had to search and clarify if it was in the scriptures or not as it was being told to them. And that is what any diligent person is meant to do that is dealing with these scriptures. Okay, don't be ignorant. Okay, this is 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 10. Alright, it says, "Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall." Okay, so you have to give diligence into this work. Okay, like I said, you can't be ignorant. Okay, it involves studying, man. This truth involves studying. Okay. This is Sirach chapter 5 and 15. Right at the bottom here, it says, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small." Okay, just getting caught up on words is a small matter, man. You know, you should have been going into those things. Okay, if you don't know what that word means, you don't have the understanding of the word, then that, you know, really on a low level, man. Especially when it's so important into understanding the whole thing. Because if you misconstrue the whole scripture, a whole prophecy or anything, just because you couldn't search out a word, then that's low level, man. That's low level. It's different than, you know, looking over something that isn't very significant. But if it's completely skewing your understanding of a scripture, that's low level, man. You should really be looking up these things. Okay. Proverbs chapter 15 and 14. Alright, it says, "The heart of him that have understanding seeketh knowledge, but the mouth of fools feedeth on foolishness." Okay, so if you have understanding, you're going to seek knowledge, man. Okay, you're not going to sit here and scoff at the fact that we go into Hebrew and Greek. That's a fucking idiot, man. That's an asshole, man. Anyone that does that is just an asshole. They don't want to go into it. You like being ignorant then. Okay? I'm going to get this, and probably use this as the last one. It's Proverbs chapter 1 I'm going to read down to verse 7, right? It says, the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity, okay, which you people just don't have out here, right? To give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion, right? A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels, okay? On the highs and byways, we are wise counsel, man. We understand these scriptures. We go into these scriptures, man. Okay, you Christians and, you other guys want to believe about the scriptures, whatever you want to believe, man. But the truth of the matter is, you've not really dug into it. Okay, the Lord ain't dealing with you, man. You haven't got the spirit to dig into it. Okay, you're being led astray. Okay, your understanding is skewed. Okay? But that's what makes us who we are, man. The Lord is dealing with us to learn and understand these things. To sit, to stand out there and teach. Okay? So to understand a proverb and the interpretation, the word of the wise and their dark sayings, okay? Not everything is straightforward, man. And knowing that, you should be doubly checking out things, man. Okay, some dark sayings, man, riddles and all kinds, man. This is, although this is simple to those that are learning it, that the Lord is dealing with, it's not so for those that are not chosen. Okay, you have to be given through the Spirit understanding of certain things. Okay, but some things you can search out yourself. Okay, don't be ignorant, right? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Okay, and that's what it is. And we have the knowledge, we have the truth, but people don't want to hear that. Okay, they despise our wisdom and our instruction. Okay, but like I said, you're not going to get 100% understanding from the scriptures just reading it in English, man. Okay, if that's the level you're on, man, you're just being lazy. Okay, you're just being lazy, and you don't care to find out the real understanding, the true understanding of the Lord, man, by going into the original tongues. Okay, but Lord willing, I'm gonna do like a little series on certain words, man, and just go into them. What we see, the Lord wills it. Okay, but until next time, brothers, sisters, shalom. No praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Waha Rakah Quadash. Or Quadash Rakah. Okay. Until next time, shalom.